I never thought a misplaced thumb tap would change my entire life. James stares directly into the camera, his eyes reflecting both vulnerability and newfound happiness. If you've ever made a mistake that turned into the best decision of your life, hit that like button and subscribe to hear more stories that prove sometimes the universe has better plans than we do. 3 months ago, James Mitchell was drowning. Not literally in water, but in the overwhelming responsibility of raising his 7-year-old daughter Lily alone while trying to keep his contracting business afloat. His ex-wife Melissa had moved across the country with her new husband 2 years prior, her monthly video calls with Lily becoming increasingly sporadic. James hadn't dated since the divorce. Between school drop-offs, soccer practice, client meetings, and bedtime stories, there simply wasn't time. But one night, after Lily had finally fallen asleep clutching her favorite stuffed penguin, James's best friend Connor convinced him to download a dating app. Just create a profile, Connor had insisted over the phone. You don't even have to message anyone. Just see what's out there. So James did, reluctantly uploading a photo of himself from Lily's school picnic and writing a brief description that mentioned his daughter, his business, and his love for hiking. He half-heartedly swiped through a few profiles before exhaustion took over and he fell asleep with his phone on his chest. The next morning was chaos. Lily couldn't find her homework, the coffee maker mysteriously stopped working, and a client called with an emergency. James forgot about the dating app entirely until his phone buzzed during lunch with a notification that made his heart stop. So, you're back in the dating pool? Interesting choice of app for someone who once said online dating was for desperate people. The message was from Claire Williams, his ex-wife's younger sister. James stared at his phone in horror, realizing he must have accidentally liked her profile while falling asleep. Claire had always been the family wild card, brilliant, outspoken, and perpetually single by choice. She'd been the only one from Melissa's family who had stayed in touch after the divorce, sending Lily birthday gifts and occasionally checking in on them. I panicked, James admits to the camera. I actually dropped my phone in my soup. After cleaning tomato bisque from his screen, James typed and deleted a dozen responses before settling on honesty. Accidentally liked your profile. Connor made me download this thing. Please don't tell Melissa. Claire's response came immediately, your secret's safe. But since we matched, want to grab coffee? As friends. I could use your advice on something. James agreed, mostly out of curiosity and partly because he felt he owed Claire for the birthday gifts she'd sent Lily. They met at a small cafe downtown, where Claire explained she was considering starting her own interior design business after years of working for a large firm. I remember you went through the same thing when you started your contracting company, she said. I thought you might have some insights. What was supposed to be a quick coffee turned into a 3-hour conversation. James found himself laughing for the first time in months as Claire described her nightmare clients and her dreams for the future. When Lily's school called to say she wasn't feeling well, Claire insisted on coming along to pick her up. Aunt Claire! Lily had exclaimed, her pale face brightening instantly. Did you bring me another penguin? Not today, Squirt, Claire said, ruffling Lily's hair. But I'll make you my famous chicken soup if your dad has the ingredients. That evening, watching Claire and Lily make paper penguins at the kitchen table while soup simmered on the stove, James felt something shift inside him. It wasn't just attraction, though Claire's smile certainly triggered that, it was the realization that his house felt like a home again. Over the next few weeks, Claire became a regular visitor. She helped Lily with her science project, offered James advice on a difficult client, and even painted the living room that had remained the same dull beige since Melissa left. They were careful to maintain boundaries, both aware of the complicated family dynamics. But one night, after Lily had gone to bed, Claire turned to James with serious eyes. We need to talk about what's happening here. James's stomach dropped. I know. It's complicated. Very, Claire agreed. Melissa might hate it. It might confuse Lily. It might not work out. All valid concerns, James nodded, preparing himself for rejection. Instead, Claire took his hand. But I think we owe it to ourselves to find out. I've always admired you, James. How you stepped up for Lily, how you rebuilt your life. The question is, are you brave enough to try this? The camera zooms in on James's face as he smiles. And that's how an accidental like on a dating app led me to the woman who taught me that family isn't just about blood, it's about who chooses to stay when things get hard. He puts his arm around Claire, who joins him in the frame. Lily bounces into view, holding a stuffed penguin. If our story touched you, Claire says, remember that sometimes the best things in life come from our biggest mistakes. And don't forget to like and subscribe, Lily adds with a gap-toothed grin. Dad says we need 10,000 subscribers before I can get a real penguin. James laughs, shaking his head. We're still negotiating on that one. As the family continues their playful banter, the screen fades to their social media handles and a gentle reminder to subscribe for more stories about finding love in unexpected places.